Hey everyone, I'm the Recap Master. Today, I'll be recapping and explaining the 2024 supernatural horror thriller Bollywood movie called Shaitaan. Sit back, relax and enjoy. Spoilers ahead. The movie opens with the unsettling image of a dead rat. Someone comes to collect it, moving away from the screen, setting a grim tone for what's to come. In the next scene, we are introduced to Kabir Rishi, a diligent chartered accountant, and his son Dhruv. Kabir, a fiercely protective father, is seen attempting to spy on his teenage daughter, Janvi, as she meets with her close male friends and her boyfriend. In a playful manner, he teases Janvi about the guy she's been hanging out with, hinting at their strong bond. At home, we meet his wife, Jyoti, who appears troubled when Kabir agrees to let Janvi go on a trip to Ladakh with her friends. He sets conditions, insisting she calls daily and shares her live location. Their love for one another is apparent in this tender moment. The family then heads to their remote farmhouse for a vacation. On their way, they encounter Vanraj Kashyap, an enigmatic figure. He quickly befriends the family, paying special attention to Janvi. Vanraj offers Janvi a sweet in exchange for her paratha, and after she eats it, something strange begins to happen. She starts obeying his every command, even finishing the paratha she had previously found too oily. Later, he gives her a packet of biscuits and instructs her to eat them once they reach the farmhouse. It becomes evident that Janvi is now under his influence, acting like a puppet on his strings. At the farmhouse, while Kabir and the family enjoy themselves, Janvi follows Vanraj's commands, eating the biscuits as instructed. Meanwhile, Jyoti, drying her wet phone in a rice box, makes her way to the terrace, where she finds Vanraj standing at the farmhouse door. Suspicious of his presence, she grows wary of him. Janvi lets Vanraj inside, claiming his phone's battery is dead. His sudden appearance unsettles the family, and Jyoti asks Kabir to send him away. Kabir tells her to lock away their valuables while he deals with Vanraj. While Kabir is changing his clothes, Vanraj converses with Janvi, probing her about her boyfriend, college life, and her upcoming trip. He commands her to cancel the trip and come with him to his home, forever. Just as she's about to give in, Dhruv interrupts by throwing a ball at Janvi, prompting her to play with him. Vanraj, irritated, orders Janvi to threaten Dhruv while on the swing. Janvi swings violently, scaring Dhruv, who pleads for help. Kabir and Jyoti rush to the scene, pulling Dhruv from the swing. Disturbed by the incident, Kabir tells Janvi to forget what happened, but Vanraj interjects, accusing the parents of spoiling their children by giving them too much freedom. Kabir tells him to mind his own business, but Vanraj responds cryptically, claiming he knows everything about Janvi. Jyoti is disappointed and surprised that Janvi has already discussed so much with this stranger. Janvi reluctantly admits to her parents that she feels forced to obey Vanraj. Vanraj demonstrates his power by instructing Janvi to call her boyfriend and break up with him, which she does immediately. Furious, Kabir demands that Vanraj leave, but the man refuses. When Kabir attempts to eject him physically, Janvi, under Vanraj's control, prevents her father from doing so. Vanraj then reveals his sinister secret: he has hypnotized Janvi using black magic, and she must obey him without question. Kabir dismisses this as nonsense, but to prove his control, Vanraj commands Janvi to perform ridiculous actions, standing, sitting, and sobbing like a child. Kabir and Jyoti, heartbroken and desperate, ask Vanraj what he truly wants. Before revealing his real plan, Vanraj demands that all the family's phones be brought to him. He orders Janvi to destroy them and all the telephone lines. The horrifying display continues as Vanraj commands Janvi to eat dry tea leaves. When Jyoti and Kabir try to intervene, Janvi slaps her father at Vanraj's bidding, and later massages Vanraj's injured knee, all under his control. Finally, Vanraj reveals his ultimate goal: he wants to take Janvi forever. But he insists that Kabir and Jyoti must give their permission. While Janvi massages his knee, she accidentally applies too much pressure, causing Vanraj pain. In his fury, Vanraj hits her, and Kabir attacks him in retaliation. In response, Vanraj orders Janvi to break Dhruv's head, which she reluctantly obeys. Later, the police arrive at the farmhouse after Jyoti secretly contacts them using the phone hidden in the rice box. However, when the officers arrive, Kabir, Jyoti, and Vanraj all behave as if everything is normal, and the police, suspicious but not finding anything, eventually leave. It is then revealed that, upon seeing the police at the door, Vanraj had given Janvi a chilling command, to turn on the gas cylinder and sit above it while holding a matchstick. He had ominously threatened Kabir and Jyoti, warning them that if they spoke a word to the authorities, he would force Janvi to light the match and end her life. In a desperate bid to save themselves, Kabir offers Vanraj money, hoping it will spare them. Vanraj accepts, but as he leaves the house, he takes the money and sets it ablaze. With cold disdain, he declares that he has no need for material wealth, lust, or luxury. These are weak traits of the weak human beings. Vanraj reveals that he is a demon, who has risen to this world on this rare night of the Umbra, with the ultimate goal of controlling this world. He sees himself as a being equal to a god. Kabir and Jyoti are left trembling, utterly horrified by the revelation. Vanraj orders Janvi to slap herself repeatedly while Kabir and Jyoti helplessly watch. He then commands her to dance for him. Janvi dances for over an hour, exhausted but unable to stop because Vanraj has ordered her not to. As she falters, Jyoti approaches with water, but Vanraj orders Janvi to throw it away. Vanraj then demands she fetch a knife and guards her while he sleeps, instructing her to kill anyone who approaches. Feeling extremely defeated, Kabir and Jyoti try to think of their next plan while Vanraj sleeps. Spotting an opportunity, Kabir attempts to steal Vanraj's phone. However, Janvi, compelled to stop him, resists by urinating in her shorts, an act meant to prevent her from having to follow Vanraj's order to stab him. Seeing this, Kabir reluctantly abandons his plan. When Vanraj awakens and discovers that she has wet her pants, he is deeply disappointed. In response, he coldly commands Janvi to undress and change her clothes. Seeing her daughter undress, Jyoti has had enough. Vanraj is respecting Janvi's modesty by not looking at her while she changes, but Jyoti can't take it anymore. In a burst of anger, she finally snatches the knife from Janvi and attacks Vanraj. However, both Janvi and, especially, Vanraj overpower her. To stop Jyoti, Janvi tries to attack her own mother with the knife, but Kabir intervenes and stops her. As the fight between Jyoti and Vanraj intensifies, Janvi stabs Kabir in his thigh. Kabir then ties her to the stairs, preventing her from moving. After that, Kabir joins forces with Jyoti, and together they attack Vanraj with relentless determination. Just as they are on the brink of ending his life, Vanraj delivers a chilling command. He orders Janvi to laugh herself to death, revealing that even if he is slain, she will remain bound to his last command, continuing her destructive laughter until her final breath. The cruel revelation strikes Kabir and Jyoti like a blow, leaving them no choice but to release their hold. With heavy hearts and broken spirits, they are forced to let Vanraj go. In retaliation of the attack, Vanraj releases Janvi and orders her to kill her brother. Kabir and Jyoti, determined to prevent her from following through, try to lock her in the storeroom. However, with a display of feigned emotion, she manipulates them into a false sense of security, ultimately locking them in the room instead and leaving them trapped. Janvi sets out to find Dhruv, and after searching, she finally spots him on the terrace. Meanwhile, Kabir and Jyoti break open the storeroom door, rushing to reach him in time. But before they can stop her, Janvi quickly stabs Kabir in his left hand and pushes the ladder off the terrace, trapping them below. With no hesitation, she forces Dhruv towards the edge, throws him off the terrace. He survives the ordeal, barely clinging to life, severely injured but still breathing. Realizing that their children might not survive this, Kabir and Jyoti reluctantly give Vanraj permission to take Janvi with him. Jyoti rushes Dhruv to the hospital, determined to save his life. Meanwhile, Kabir tends to his own injuries, carefully dressing his hand, leaving the knife still inside his hand for later use. With a sense of urgency, he sets off on his bicycle, seeking help from Sham, the cleaner of his holiday home. However, upon arriving, Kabir finds Sham motionless, likely a victim of Vanraj. Desperate, he takes Sham's phone and uses it to track Vanraj's location. As the scene unfolds, it's revealed that during the confrontation between Vanraj and Jyoti, Kabir had quietly shared Vanraj's live location with Sham, knowing their phones had been destroyed by Janvi. Kabir had noticed the screen lock of Vanraj's phone earlier at the lunch meeting, giving him the clue he needed. Now aware of Vanraj's hideout, Kabir seizes Sham's bike and heads off, determined to confront the man behind the chaos. It is revealed that, as part of a demonic and twisted ritual, Vanraj has kept 108 other girls under his hypnotic control. He gets ready for the ritual. With Janvi as the final addition, he prepares the girls for their ultimate sacrifice. Vanraj arranges the girls, instructing them to step closer to the fire with each black doll he casts into the flames. Once he throws the final red doll, the girls are to leap into the fire, completing the horrific ceremony and marking the culmination of Vanraj's unholy transformation. Kabir finally reaches the lair, only to be confronted by several hypnotized women. After a fierce fight, he manages to overpower them temporarily and enters the lair, only to be stunned by what he sees. Vanraj notices Kabir's presence and laughs ominously as the women attack him from behind, overpowering him and dragging him toward Vanraj. With a cold smile, Vanraj explains the true purpose of the ritual. He believes that humanity's free will is a curse, one that people do not deserve. Through this ritual, he aims to gain the power to control others effortlessly, without needing hypnotism or consent. He claims that once the ritual is complete, this imperfect world will be under his total control. Vanraj warns Kabir that if he tries to stop him, the girls will attack and kill him and the ritual will proceed, no matter what. Vanraj continues with the ritual, with Kabir lying helpless in front of him. Just as Vanraj prepares to throw the final red doll into the fire, Kabir summons his last bit of strength. Using a nearby piece of firewood, he strikes Vanraj, temporarily stunning him. In a desperate move, Kabir uses the knife still lodged in his hand and the red doll to cut off Vanraj's tongue, rendering him unable to speak or command the girls. Kabir throws his tongue in the same fire pit. The girls attack Kabir, trying to kill him, but he plays a recording of Vanraj's voice that is altered to announce that they are free. Earlier, Kabir had secretly accessed the home's security camera footage, capturing a conversation between Vanraj and Janvi, where Vanraj spoke about his father's wishes to release her. Kabir cleverly spliced the footage together, making it appear as though Vanraj was ordering the girls to return to their normal state. When the recording plays, the hypnotic influence over the girls is broken, and they are freed from Vanraj's control. Exhausted but relieved, Janvi embraces Kabir, thankful for his resourcefulness and determination to save them all. As Kabir and his family recover in the hospital, the police work tirelessly to ensure the safe return of Vanraj's victims. The girls, who had been missing from the nearby area for quite some time, are finally reunited with their families. Grateful and relieved, the police commend Kabir for his bravery and heroism, acknowledging that his actions have saved countless lives. However, the police inform Kabir that despite their efforts, Vanraj has disappeared without a trace, leaving his whereabouts a mystery. A year later, the scene from the beginning of the movie unfolds once again. We see that Kabir was the person who was collecting the dead rat. He descends into an isolated chamber, where he has held Vanraj captive. He offers the dead rat to him as food. Vanraj, broken and unable to speak, refuses to eat the rat, instead fixating on the banana Kabir holds, but he is denied it. With a mocking tone, Kabir taunts Vanraj, reflecting on his desire for power, to be a god. He contrasts that the true power is achieved by a humble human when he becomes a parent willing to do anything to protect their child. Kabir explains that there is no greater force than the love and determination of parents who will stop at nothing to keep their children safe. He declares that Vanraj's situation is now a living hell, and that he is Vanraj's devil. Kabir promises that they will meet again the following day before leaving, as Vanraj continues to suffer in the oppressive darkness, utterly helpless. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it entertaining, don't forget to like, share and comment. Your support means the world to me. For more such videos, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Until next time, take care and I'll see you in the next video.